Yeah. So we discussed around what is natural language processing. और natural language processing हमने देखा कि जब भी हम natural language के साथ deal करते हैं, यानी कि human readable human language के साथ deal करते हैं और उसे process करते हैं या उससे कुछ insights निकालते हैं, उसे natural language processing कहते हैं. उसके काफ़ी सारे applications होते हैं, जैसे कि chatbot हो गया, language translation, spam detection जो कि हम देखेंगे workshop में आगे, सेंटिमेंट एनालिसिस और चैट जीपीटी जैसे काफ़ी होलसम एग्जाम्पल है, क्योंकि चैट जीपीटी के अंदर इफ़ यू सी चैट बॉट भी है, लैंग्वेज ट्रांसलेशन भी है, बिकॉज अगर आप उसको कहेंगे कि कन्वर्ट दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टेटमेंट इनटू इंग्लिश और हिंदी तो इट विल डू इट. उसके साथ साथ टेक्स्ट समराइजेशन का भी उसमें एप्लीकेशन है. अगर आप कुछ बहुत बड़ा टेक्स्ट देते हैं, इट हेल्प्स यू समराइज एज वेल. तो दिस इज व्हाट वी डिस्कस्ड अराउंड एनएलपी, कि एनएलपी क्या होता है, उसके क्या एप्लीकेशंस होते हैं. फिर एक एप्लीकेशन हमने देखा था, दीज आर, आई विल प्रेजेंट इट. सो दिस एप्लीकेशन वी सॉ दैट देयर आर सम, दीज आर सम गूगल रिव्यूज ऑफ DataPlay. या इट इज विजिबल राइट. या सो दीज आर सम गूगल रिव्यूज ऑफ डेटा. और हमने देखा था कि इफ वी हैव अ प्रॉब्लम कि हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना है एक जनरल लोग क्या कह रहे हैं DataPlay के बारे में, तो हाउ कैन वी डू दिस. तो ये एक NLP का प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि हमारे पास काफ़ी सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं. दीज आर कॉल्ड डॉक्यूमेंट्स. तो ये आप थोड़ा ध्यान से सुने, ये D1 डॉक्यूमेंट है, ये D2 डॉक्यूमेंट है, ये D3 डॉक्यूमेंट है. यू आर एबल टू फॉलो माई, अच्छा ओके, ऑलराइट. सो आई विल एक्सप्लेन लाइक दैट. So this one that you see here is document D1, document D2, document D3, D4 and so on. And this entire thing that you see is called a corpus, which is a collection of documents. Okay, this is the first thing that comes into action. Then after we have these reviews collected, ये हमारा data collection का part हो गया. अब हमें इसमें ये करना था कि हमें sentiment देखना था. Sentiment as in कि what people are generally saying. तो इसमें हमने एक, it was a very quick application of it. Yeah, so yeah, Hemchand, I'll majorly speak in English, but just sometimes it might be Hindi, but it won't be like a translation. So I'll be you'll understand if you do not interrupt me, and I'll repeat. So yeah, so this was an application of NLP. This is a word cloud, and if you see here, the bigger word has a higher number of repetitions. So bigger the word, bigger the number of repetitions in the documents. तो ये एक application हमने दिखाया था NLP का. This is made using Power BI. This can be made using Python. And after a lot of extra features added, काफ़ी और चीज़ें इसमें जोड़ सकते हैं.
Actually, so this is a like very basic word cloud. So made with the Power BI. There were potential backlogs with this, which can be improved with advanced natural language processing. And so we discussed a few about them about yesterday, but we will take it in the later part. So right now we will jump to the next part.
Yeah, I am just giving a quick
overview
okay. Of what we did yesterday. So then we saw here that there are some key components of NLP. जो ये word cloud हमने बनाया, the word cloud that we made, how was it made? So first we do tokenization. So as you see here, we convert all the documents into tokens. यानी कि जो भी review है, we break it into pieces like words or characters depending upon our use case requirement. Then what we do is stopwords removal. यानी कि we remove any repetitive or grammatical words that do not help us understand any meaningful thing, like do not give us any insight into the review, like the, to, and all these kind of words. Then we read stemming. Stemming helps us to reduce the word to its base form, so that ing and all of those things are removed. Because if there is a word like running, run, ran, then all these mean the same. The meaning is the same. So this step helps us to reduce them to its base form. Then the next that we, so this we discussed that these are 3 steps: tokenization, stopword removal, and then stemming and lemmatization. Now in Python that we will be doing today, the application part, we'll be doing it on this data set, and then we'll extend it to the spam classification. Because it's a simpler data set, it will be easier to understand the application. So we'll do it on this data set. Again, this is a corpus. These are 5 documents inside the corpus. We tokenize the documents. So you see there are a lot of words here now. The, quake, brown, fox, and all of these words. So these are all unique words that are occurring in this corpus. Okay. After this, we remove the stop words. So you won't see the here. There is no the. There is no to. The and to are removed. Stop words have been removed. After that, stemming and lemmatization is done. If you see prefers, S is removed, it becomes prefer. Chases, S is removed, it becomes chase.
Here, E will also be removed, but that's
yeah,
okay.
It depends actually. It depends on the underlying library that you are using, that it will remove ES or it will remove S or whatever it will remove. But the basic idea is that it will reduce the word to its base form. So this is what we will be implementing today in Python. Step by step we'll implement all of this in Python, and then after we reach here, so this is the text pre-processing part, right? We can call it as the text processing or data processing. After this, we will convert these documents into numbers, like into vectors, because machine can't understand my name is Mahima or my name is Nishant. Machine doesn't understand. It understands mathematical numbers, 1, 0, 0.5 or such things. It doesn't understand language. So Count Vectorizer is a way and TF-IDF is a way. TF-IDF we explained yesterday. So we will be explaining TF-IDF at the end of the meeting. All those who would like to understand it again and missed the meeting yesterday, we will explain TF-IDF to them in the end of the meeting. Count Vectorizer, I'll just quickly tell what it is. Count Vectorizer will help us to convert these sentences into mathematical representation. So if you see here, see, this is the mathematical representation. If you can see, this is document 1, the quick brown fox. These are all those unique words that we found. Okay, these are the unique words that are appearing in this entire corpus. There is no repetition here.
Is it getting recorded?
Yeah. There is no repetition here, there are unique words. Then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the document ID. Suppose this is document ID 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, whatever number of words appear in the document, whatever number of times, वो number यहाँ आ जाता है. Simple. So if you see here, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Firstly, we have removed stop words. The is removed, so you will not be seeing the here, because it does not provide any meaningful insight to the statement. So brown gets 1 point because it appears once in the sentence. Chase gets 0 because chase doesn't appear anytime. If you see fox here in document number 4, fox, this one is getting number 2 because in the 4th statement fox word is coming twice, 1, 2. Understood? यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आया? Everyone? Anyone has a doubt? किसी को कोई भी मुश्किल, कोई परेशानी? Okay. So this was a brief intro into what we discussed yesterday. Obviously, because you did not come today, there were a lot of things that you missed out on. But we'll try to cover it at the end of the meeting if you would like to stay and you would like to cover up what was done yesterday. So now this comes up. Let's implement Count Vectorizer, okay? So this is what we'll do. So everyone has Anaconda installed? Yesterday we put Anaconda on installation.
So today, how many of you are there who has never done any coding in Python?
Okay, over to you. You take up this implementation part.
Maybe you can write in the chat and then we can pace up the session as accordingly. So people who have no coding, that's no hesitation over here. So, and before starting into the problem statement, let me tell you, even if you pick up few people who are already working in the capacity of data science, they would not be able to answer the 2 questions which we are going to tell you tomorrow, right? So why is the smoothing required in TF-IDF? Why only So has anyone done this has used SVM before, like support vector machine for classification? And what about doing a classification problem before? So no one has done any classification problem before, but everyone is eager to do that, I could see. Yeah, so no problem. That's not an issue. So let's start. So this is clear firstly, like the way this matrix is built. You can, I did. Shubham Garg, Shreya, yes. Oh, I could not see. You people write only in the chat now, so I need to see the chat. Yes, only in the project. Okay, which classification algorithm? Let's have some interaction as well, na? Otherwise it's boring. So which classification algorithm you, Shreya, implemented? And what about you, Shubham and Kirti? Random forest classifier, ensemble algorithm. Okay, fine. So
Hello?
yes,
Logistic regression as well.
logistic regression. It is not regression, but it is classification. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, classification.
Yeah, I am just reminding you. We always have to keep in mind that logistic regression is not regression, classification, despite the name is regression. Anyway, we'll tell you all this about, but the key fact which I was telling you, the two burning questions, basically we are going to post on LinkedIn. So even you would not know, because I was not knowing when I was entered into data science. So we'll tell you, the time is coming soon. So let's start with some implementation. So what we are going to implement, let's be clear of that first. So we are going to implement this Count Vectorizer. So given this set of documents, what we ultimately want, this kind of a matrix, isn't it a matrix, right, where the columns are basically the, what are columns here? So columns seems to be vocab. So vocab across the doc 1 or doc 2? Let's be interactive a bit. So what do you see? The columns are the vocabulary across the document 1 or 2?
So the whole corpus.
Yes, whole corpus. Good. What about others? Others are right now still sleeping. So this is like the basic, right? You can be so matlab ye so I will speak every try to speak the sentences in both English and Hindi. So इसमें like आपको क्या दिख रहा है कि मतलब डॉक्यूमेंट 1 से वोकेबलरी आया है या डॉक्यूमेंट 2 से?
Firstly, you know like what he is referring to as vocabulary.
Yeah.
Vocabulary किसे कहा जा रहा है? What is the vocabulary part here?
सो वोकेबलरी जितने भी वर्ड्स हैं, जैसे इसको आप टोकनाइजेशन क्या होता है, दी एक वर्ड है, क्विक एक वर्ड है, ब्राउन एक वर्ड है, अपन ने उसको स्पेस से स्प्लिट कर दिया तो हर यूनिक वर्ड जो है वो अपने आप में एक वोकेब का पार्ट हो गया. अब वो स्टॉप वर्ड है तो उसको उठा के फेंक दिया, क्योंकि स्टॉप वर्ड कुछ एक्सप्लेन नहीं करते कौन सी सेटिंग में? क्लासिकल मशीन लर्निंग सेटिंग के अंदर. तो अभी हम जो सॉल्व करने वाले हैं प्रॉब्लम वो क्लासिकल मशीन लर्निंग पैराडाइम में करने वाले हैं. तो ये मैंने कल डिटेल में बताया था एक्चुअली. तो क्लासिकल डीप लर्निंग के केस में हम स्टॉप वर्ड्स, स्टैमिंग, लैमिटेशन ये सब कुछ नहीं करते, ठीक है. हम एज इट इज़ सेंटेंस फीड करते हैं, क्योंकि वहाँ पे स्टॉप वर्ड्स की भी इंपॉर्टेंस होती है. तो ज़्यादा डिटेल में कवर नहीं कर पाऊँगा मैं.
जैसे एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे समझे तो लैंग्वेज ट्रांसलेशन अगर हम मशीन को सिखाना चाहते हैं, सो वी कांट रिमूव एंड, इज, द, हम इस तरीके की चीज़ें अगर रिमूव कर देंगे, मशीन विल नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द ग्रामेटिकल पार्ट ऑफ द लैंग्वेज एंड इट विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू द ट्रांसलेशन.
तो यहाँ पे अभी देखा जाए तो सबसे पहले हमने वोकेब बनाया. जो वोकेब बनाया वो हमने टोकनाइज करके एंड सबसे पहले तो हम इसको बनाने से पहले लाइक बिफोर मेकिंग इट लेट्स बी क्लियर व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स वी आर गोइंग टू टेक. So first thing is we should remove the stop words. First thing is we should create the tokens in all of the documents, and we should make a list of tokens. What is list? List is basically collection of tokens, right? And then we should remove the stop words, and then we should do stemming of those stemming of the words. So let's open the Jupyter notebook and see side by side.
Remove the presenter view.
Okay, okay. It's visible, right? So
Full screen.
it's okay, I guess. Function F11 तो फुल स्क्रीन में ऐसा हो जाएगा ना. फंक्शन F11, this is fine. We can reduce it further, we can remove bookmark bar. What else we can remove? Yeah, so yeah, I hope it is visible. So firstly we get all the documents. Let's print all the documents. That's something like open the Jupyter notebook. To open Jupyter notebook there are two ways, like you can directly type Jupyter notebook here.
If you have Anaconda installed.
If you have Anaconda, this way, and yeah, you can start doing it. And I guess if you have never done coding, so you can just have a look, and I guess
just understand the flow.
Understand the
what is being
flow.
done.
I guess we are recording it, so we will share it, and then you can do at your ease. Okay?
But be in the meeting. Do not drop off. That I'll see the recording later on, because otherwise we'll stop recording in mid.
Yeah. So
yeah,
there are few things which we yeah. So first of all, let's print all the documents. So we use the print. There is a print command in this. So before even jumping, yeah. So like there is a print command. So we printed all. So now to print everything, you just whenever you want to print multi-line thing, multi-line text together, so you use these 3 triple quotes. Okay, and this gets printed. So it's printed now. Okay, so yeah, and next thing is
I just like to interrupt here.
Yeah.
Like, how do you want them to do? Like, listen to you and then try, or just listen, like, so that there is a coordination.
How do you guys want? You want to try together? Try will take more.
I think we can upload this now, and then they can run.
We can
That
upload
would be
this.
better. So they'll not have to write. It will not take time.
Should we upload? Okay.
If you make the Python folder repositories, ये है Python का है already.
We have some good assignments here. So this is like Hogwarts school. I made it. So in this, one has to find all the students in a particular school. Yeah, so I remember now. Add file, upload file, choose your files. This one, DataPlay, workshop. So Vectorizer V1, right? Commit changes. Okay, I
अपलोड नहीं हुआ
हाँ पता है.
हो गया हो गया.
Here you go. So
Just quickly open that link, download it and launch it in your Jupyter so that वैसे focus more on like what Sari is explaining. Do not like bang your head into it. Otherwise, you lose context. It is just for your understanding and like so that you can run and see. Okay, it is doing.
I give you guys 2 minutes to download it. Meanwhile, let me fix this. It's getting blurred. Just see it, na? Is it an internet issue? निशान 5G extension से connect करना है.
नहीं, it is fine.
थोड़ा ब्लर नहीं दिख रहा? वो
नहीं,
मेरे
वो
को दूर से
सही
ऐसा लग रहा है.
ठीक है, बस दिख रहा है.
Okay.
You guys are able to see the screen properly, right? There's no issue. Yeah. Okay.
ठीक है. I hope all of you have downloaded the Jupyter notebook and have opened it. Anyone facing any issue? The name is Vectorizer _ v1. So see, the only difference we try to create in our basically teachings is, so I hope like some of you might be aware about list, tuple, dictionary, set. These are the basic data structures which are already pre-implemented in Python, and they provide you facility to play around with the data, right? They are more better data structures than them. Like for example, dictionary is there. So there is one better dictionary called default dict. Now this is not the issue. So basically we try to teach you implement TF-IDF or implement Count Vectorizer using these data structures. Though implementing TF-IDF or Count Vectorizer does not require you to use that, but we make you use that because over the past 8 years of experience, we have given various interviews and we have conducted various interviews, and I personally interviewed at one place where they asked me to implement TF-IDF by my own, and the package of that company was 50 lakh plus. So you understand that the context from which where we are talking about, right? People think that these are the simple algorithms, but when you talk about corner cases like smoothing, and when you talk about something else, right? So there are multitude of things which can be taken care of. So that is something which we try to bring up here. So
like we think that that list and dictionary and all of these are so simple. We know Python.
Yeah. So
but
if you
it
see
is not
Count Vectorizer implementation, it is just one line. Anyone can just implement it using this line. There is nothing beyond 2 lines. Sorry, I am sorry for that. These 2 lines. Just write the Count Vectorizer, call the preprocessor. Preprocessor even you don't need it ideally, and then just use the vectorizer.fit_transform. And there is also a subtle difference why these 2 different methods has been built, fit_transform and transform, which we can't cover right now because you don't know about the background. The ultimate saying was, so we try to bring up the projects right from the scratch concepts. So
like in our previous batch, like we had Excel. So everyone thought that Excel is such a simple thing. What is there to teach in Excel? Like But when they learned Excel, they actually understood what all can be done with Excel. So there are a lot of corner cases, and there are a lot of things that if string can do this, then why dictionary? If dictionary can do this, then why set? And all of those questions, when good companies ask you these questions, they can only be answered if you have fundamental understanding. So if
Yeah.
interviewer asks you, why did you not use Count Vectorizer? What was the need of TF-IDF? You will be saying that someone just suggested me the TF-IDF library, so I implemented. Because even we have taken interviews and people answer like that. So they just say, I just imported the library and it did. So that is not how a data scientist
So
works.
when you do things from the scratch, when you implement TF-IDF by your hands, then you are very clear about, you do one project, you only do one project, but be clear about it. Let's
Yeah.
have a
So-
chit chat apart.
Yeah.
So I guess all of you have downloaded meanwhile we were talking. So let's start. So now given the documents you have, let's put them into a list. Okay. So what is list? List is basically an ordered collection of items. So it's generally represented by the syntax square bracket, and you can initialize a list with the square brackets, and then an empty list is created, and then one by one you can basically add into list. So using the method called append. So these are pre-built methods, we don't have to write it by our own. So yeah, we just appended all the 5 items in a sequence here, though the sequence really doesn't matter to us because these are the different documents. So yeah, using key, yes, I will try to answer that. Let me keep the laptop close. Can we zoom this?
No.
Zoom, okay,
Chat?
not chat. Okay. Okay,
You can't
so
zoom.
let me complete. So yeah, so we have put it into a list, and yeah, so now we have used the append method, and as I said that the list is an ordered collection of items. If there is an order, I should be able to access the index wise the element, right? If I want to access the first document, then I should be, or second document. So let's say we want to access the third document, so we just put number here 3 in the square bracket. You see here, I just, let me zoom it a bit more, or
Yeah.
yeah. So this is visible, right? 3. Now we should be able to see the output 3, third red fox. Now the question raised by Shreya here, that's very good, keep on asking questions. Can we use dictionary here for accessing the sentence using key? So see, every data structure has its own cost, right? So will the cost of dictionary be more than, by cost what do you mean, 1 rupees, 2 rupees? No, that is not the cost here. The cost is memory cost, like basically an hard disk, basically storage cost, what you will run time space complexity, and time complexity and the space complexity. Yeah, so dictionary will have more space complexity because dictionary has a key value pair. Do you really need key value pair here? Do you really need key, or you just need to store the list of sentences? Why do you need to use key here? Is there any importance? You want to access, like, hey, I just want very fast the third element, then that is also matlab, like, there is no need of key here, right? So because dictionary has 2 components, key and value, so it will have more cost than list. Yeah, it has to do indexing as well, so that is more expensive here. So
Can I speak if that's okay?
yes, please.
I understand dictionary it requires more space, but if we're dealing with like a larger data set, it would be faster in terms of list that we can use the keys to just access the particular sentence we want if there's a large data set. That's why.
Okay, if you want to access a particular sentence, but
Yeah.
we don't want to do that here. So we just want to calculate the documentum matrix for all the sentences which have been provided to us. So that's the objective. So
Use
yeah.
case dependence.
It's a use case dependence. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so now moving over. So what we have done so far, we have stored all the documents in a list. So okay, now we want to print. We want to print document by document. So how to do that? Let's use some loops, right? In Python, using a loops is very simple. So what you do is you use a for loop, and you simply write a variable name where you want to take the element one by one. So doc underscore list is basically containing all the documents, and then you take one document into a variable called doc one by one, and then you print it. So yeah, it's a simple loop. So yeah, and then if you want to print the index also with the loop, so how do you do that? You use a from method called enumerate, which basically returns you the index and the document both one by one. So in a typical setting of Python, so index starts from 0. So 0 index you got the item, and first index you got the item, and second, and then there were total 5, so you got all the items. Okay, so everyone is fine here so far? Any doubts? Do you want me to pause for 2-3 minutes, and then you would like to run the cells and then see? What we can do is, so after a few cells we can have general chit chat, or
Yeah, actually you guys like we will pause for like 2-3 minutes. Like Shreya came up, I think Shreya was there, right?
yeah,
So Shreya came up with a question. You can
Yeah.
come up with some questions in these 2-3 minutes.
those questions can be related to anything. So
But like firstly we'll take the questions related to what we are
Yeah,
talking, and then we'll take general questions.
yeah, you can put them into chat, and so 2-3 minutes. Who can you guys ping in the chat? We need 2-3 minutes. Just write 2-3 minutes fast, because we have to take care of everyone here. The audience is very broad, so we have to cater to everyone here. So no one has written 2-3 minutes, so no.
सबको समझ आ गया.
Okay, so we can go
So
ahead.
we can go ahead.
Just write continue then, so that I don't know if no one is sleeping. Okay, I got thumbs up. Continue. Okay, fine. So so far so easy. Now, well, so the next task is because so there are two kinds of models, right? As I told yesterday, there are syntactic models and the semantic models. What is the difference between both? So syntactic models just basically see the vocabulary. For them, the position of the vocabulary doesn't matter. Whether the fox is written before or after, it is same for them, right? So they basically they work on a rule based. Hey, the fox has come in this word, so the fox vocabulary has come in this article or in this document, so it must be talking about something around animals, right? So that's all it understands, but there is no semantic here. So for example, the word bank, so there is one bank, river bank, and there is another bank which is actually where we used to go. We don't go right now. Accounts creation and all. My father used to always say that go to the bank and do. I never go. So yeah, so these two are different banks, right? So depending on the context, they should have different meanings. But in the classical machine learning setting, they will not have the different meanings, right? That's where deep learning came into picture, these transformer models came into picture, Gen AI. So those are called semantic based models, but here we are restricted to the paradigm of syntactic. So, and if we talk about this paradigm, so here first of all, for us caps lock, lowercase or uppercase doesn't matter, neither stop words matter, nor these basically forms of verb matters. For us like bank or banks, basically plurals, singular, everything is same, so we have to stem it. So yeah, that doesn't give an extra knowledge to us. So extra context to us. So keeping that into mind, so we decided to iterate over the list of the documents, and we decided to convert them all into the lowercase. So okay, if I would have to do that, so what should I do? So one way is creating a new list and storing in it. Acha, what is there in the doc list? All the set of 5 documents, if I am not wrong. Doc underscore list contains 5 documents. Now I need to store those documents in a lower format, basically text.lower. So either I can create a new list, and basically I can iterate over the document doc underscore list, and then I can lower the each list element, basically character, and then I can append again in the list, new list, and then I can print it. So this is what I have done it. So is it clear? Or
so we created a new list called doc list lower. So doc list had original which had camel case. This is called camel case, right? With first letter capital. So that is called camel case. So originally our documents were.
I guess Mahima, you are misusing camel case.
Sorry?
Camel case is generally, I guess.
The first letter capital is camel case, huh? No?
Okay, I forget. Just a minute.
Okay, we can confirm, but I think the first letter capital is called camel case. Okay, anyways, so you see above, right, that the document that is written, it is not exactly in camel case actually, just the first letter of the entire sentence is in capitals. This is not camel case. There every word is in capital, first letter.
Yeah, that's why I was saying.
Yeah, this one is not camel case. Yeah. So camel case is where every word has a capital letter. So we made a new list called doc list lower. We initialized it as an empty list, these square brackets initialization. Then we iterate through the doc list for doc in doc list. And doc lower may what we do is, this is again a variable that we have assigned, doc lower, which will store the lower form of every document that we are iterating. And then in that empty list, we keep on appending these documents. Yeah, printing will help understand better which doc is being talked, and then you can print doc lower as well there as well.
So every doc is text, basically str, and you can do a dot lower over the str. So that's what we have done, and then finally we have printed this.
Scroll up. नहीं मतलब
yeah. So how many of you were able to understand this? Yes, someone raised a hand. Tarun Kumawat. Yes, Tarun.
So raise your hand when you have a doubt and give a thumbs up when you want to say understood. So that difference.
So can anyone write this code a little better? And better in terms of time complexity. Is anyone familiar with the list comprehensions? Yes, Nathan, you are. Shubham. So we can write this using list comprehension. We have not done this because
we have started from elementary.
Elementary, yeah. थोड़ा थोड़ा हो रहा है, पता नहीं. Okay, so shall we move forward? And now, as you have converted that into ये क्या किया है?
अच्छा, why did we do that? Like first ask, no? Why we converted them to lowercase?
I told them ना.
When? अच्छा, you told?
हाँ. एक सेकंड, इसकी ज़रूरत नहीं थी ना वैसे. Okay, tokens, yeah. So the next step is we want to create a vocab. So now it's a list of basically STRs, sentences. So we need to basically split every list. Let's first of all check. Can anyone tell me the type of the list, type of the element in the list? How to check that? So you can basically use a type doc underscore list underscore lower, and you can use any like 0. So it is str. So we have to split this str into like tokens. So what we did is we created a tokens list, and then we iterated over like doc list lower, and then we did doc lower dot split, which by default splits on the space, and then appends on it token list dot append tokens, and so we got finally these tokens like this.
So this is a list of lists that is being created.
So this is nested list. Basically, this is the outer list, and inside list there are multiple lists. Okay, can anyone tell me in the outer list how many lists are there?
Five.
Okay, and in the third list how many elements are there?
Third inner list.
And the third element in the list?
7.
7, right. So great. So I guess we have created here now we need to we should take a break here like 5 minutes so that they can run till here.
Ask them only.
Okay, break 5 minutes.
I think we can go ahead. I mean, or like we can ask questions in between.
Okay.
To understand what how much they got.
Okay.
So I have a question. So like in cell 31, we have type doc list lower 0. Sir, if you could type like create a new cell below 6 create a new cell. And type, copy this and rename the list to tokens list. What will be the answer to this?
They are smart, they will tell.
They just scroll up the screen.
It will just print the first list, like the nested list, what's there in the first list, like the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. It will just print that.
Are you sure? So what will be the answer? The first list will be the answer?
The first inside the list, inside the list, outer list.
Are you sure? Anyone else?
The tokens in the first document.
We have type.
Read it carefully. We are saying type of tokens list 0.
It will print the type of the first list.
What is it?
Type list.
What is it?
List.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
So that was the question. So like earlier, and now if you increase an index here, 0 0 kar do isko. Like second dimension. No. One more square bit. Now what will be the answer?
String.
STR.
String.
Okay, good. Okay, सब जग रहे हैं, ठीक है? Okay, all right. So यहाँ तक समझ में आ गया? हमने सारे सेंटेंसेस को टोकन्स में तोड़ लिया. एवरी सेंटेंस हैज नाउ बीन ब्रोकन इनटू टोकन्स, जो हमने डिस्कस किया था इन आवर फर्स्ट स्लाइड, लाइक इन द स्लाइड बिफोर स्टार्टिंग विद द कोडिंग पार्ट. So now every sentence has been broken into tokens. Now let's go to the next step.
So right now we had a nested list of tokens. I said like why we need a nested list of tokens. Let's get a flattened list of tokens, like basically a single list of tokens. So for that, how many loops will be there first of all? So it's a
5.
no, like it is a 2D nested list, right? There could be 3D nested list, there could be 4D nested list. So it is a 2D nested list. By 2D nested list, 2D by meaning of 2D means inside list there is a list, but inside list of list there is no list. So
Yeah.
like
You can write it in matrix format also, like to understand better, right? So there will be a first row, then there will be a second row, then there will be a third row.
okay, so for that
So they'll understand 2D meaning.
how to write it?
Pen se, you can use the pen now on the board, you can write.
Okay, that way. I thought you
अच्छा in the हाँ इसमें भी लिख सकते हो.
so this is like
नहीं इसी में एंटर करके हाँ.
actually the better way of writing it, actually we can throw it to ChatGPT and he will write it better. There is a library called Jupyter Black. Okay, wait.
Yeah, see this is how ChatGPT has written. Now you see it is a 2D list.
Wait, let me introduce you to Jupyter Black now. Jupyter Black install. This is very useful library. Whoever is coding Jupyter Black. Array, okay. Pip install Black. Percentage load. Okay, meanwhile it runs, let's see this.
33.7.
Yeah, it has run. So percentage load, okay, module not found, NV Black we have to install. This one, NV Black. What is sir doing? Let wait for a while, you will get to know. Yeah, so meanwhile it is installing. So see, it is 2D. The big the square bracket here, outer one is a outer list, right? Inside that list, what is the first element? Last time we had error. Okay, so try in your system this one NB Black, install it. What it does is, so basically even if you write it in a poor format, so it will correct your format of the code. My this system there is a problem, there is some Python version problem. If it is fixed, then let's see. If it is not,
Okay, it will take some time.
yeah, so but it is a very interesting library.
Formatting tool sort of
It is a formatting tool.
library.
ठीक है, अभी नहीं करते हैं. So basically it's a 2D list now. So this is like another
Your rows.
dimension, the second level of list, basically in list inside, and yeah. so list inside list. Okay, now how 3D will look like?
There will be an outer bracket again.
Show a small example of 3D list.
Yeah, two outer brackets now.
Yeah, so basically this is first square bracket outside, then equal bracket inside, and then one more bracket inside. So just you have to be careful about them. So that's it. I guess we can put this whole cell into comment, and we can
delete this only.
we can move forward. So yeah, now what we were doing is so we were flattening that list of list. So tokens list was a list of list, so we got all the tokens. Now let's see what are all the tokens here. These are all the tokens here. Okay, now can anyone quickly tell me, so here like there would be repeating words, so if we could see,
Identify some repeating words.
yeah, identify repeating words.
Fox.
Fox. Okay, if we
What?
yeah, if we have to find, so this is what, this is list, right? If we have to find non-repeating words here, so how do we find it?
Unique words.
Unique words. Very good, Shubham. You are almost aware of things. Set. So what do? You add into set, you iterate through the list, and what do you do?
मैं कंप्लीट लिस्ट को ना अपन चैट में डाल देंगे।
Please mute yourself.
नहीं, इसने जवाब ही दिया है.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I heard something else.
Can you repeat, Shubham?
Go ahead.
से कंप्लीट लिस्ट को अपन ना उसमें चैट के अंदर डाल देंगे, आ जाएगा हम सब।
हाँ, सही बोल रहे हो. ठीक है. We can do this. हो गया. ठीक है. So set is smart enough. So basically if you pass like this, is set में, this is called typecasting. There are two types of typecasting. One is implicit typecasting and one is explicit typecasting. So here if you are passing a list to the set, so what set understands is I am not a collection. So let me introduce about set first. So set is a unique set,
Collection of unique elements.
collection, basically collection of objects, unique. So the unique collection. So it's just like dictionary where there is no key value pair, but keys are unique.
Also, it is not ordered.
Also it is not ordered. So set understands that, hey, I am not a kind of guy who will repeat things inside myself, and he is passing a list here. So basically I will discard the repeated words and will take only the unique out of them. So this is called explicit typecasting. So because you are typecasting here, okay, and what is this? 2 plus 5.9, output is 7.9. This is implicit typecasting. You are not asking a Python compiler to return the result in the float, given that you have passed one integer and one float, because it knows that float is higher than the integer and I should not lose any precision. So why don't I return the answer in float itself? Make sense? So got the understanding between the precision between the implicit and the explicit typecasting? Okay. So basically the here 2 is like a lower number and 2 is integer, which is lower as compared to float 5.9. So and the compiler understands that
2.0.
yeah, compiler basically understands that I should return the result in the higher metric. Wait. Yeah. So yes. So now we have got all the unique collections of the tokens. This one here there is no stop word removal. So let's remove some stop words. We have removed the stop words here manually, but we can do it using library as well. But here just to make you understand, we have removed it at to and the using dot discard. You can use what library you can use is you can use this library nltk dot
Download stop
import
words.
nltk from nltk.corpus import stop words nltk.download stop words. So nltk is a library which will download all the stop words in the English, and then you can basically check if the word is not in the stop words, then it will pass that word.
So the list that we are currently giving manually, right, is to and the. So we
Yeah.
gave it manually. नीचे देखिए. Yeah. And the stop words will like save us that energy, and जितने भी stop words हैं वो हम directly enter कर सकते हैं कि just remove all these words from the corpus. Not the corpus, the tokens.
Yeah. So now coming to, I guess stemming is fine.
Yeah, just like overview, just tell them, don't explain the code, that what we
You
tried
can
to do.
explain that you have only written it. I don't wanted to do this with this
Okay,
way.
so stemming here basically I have just written it so that because we are doing every step manually, that is why I wrote here stemming. So otherwise there is a direct library actually that helps you stem. So you just call that library and it stems all the words. But here I have tried to do that manually, and I made it a rule based thing that whenever there is an S at the end of the word, for example we had words like prefers, chases, jumps. So the base word is like prefer, chase and jump. So we just like made a rule कि if there is a S at the end of the word, just remove that S. तो हमने वो rule बनाया अपने stemming के लिए. Whatever libraries you import and उनको आप use करते, they have their own rules of stemming. So here is a rule that I wrote that okay, just remove the S if it appears anywhere in the sentence. Sorry, at the end of the word. So उसी का code यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. Where I am saying removing ending S if it exists. किसी भी word में अगर S exist करता है end में, उसे हटा दीजिए. And we added all the updated tokens in a list called updated tokens. और फिर हमने unique tokens list को assign कर दिया equal to updated tokens. So you can take a look at the code now or like later when you revise through the notebook. तो ये सिर्फ एक मैनुअल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करने की कोशिश की स्टेमिंग की विदाउट कॉलिंग द लाइब्रेरी. So now you have these words without any S's or anything. All of these are base words now.
Indexing the token and storing it in a dictionary. I guess any doubts so far,
Are you enjoying the session?
or it's boring?
Learning something new? How is it?
Tarun is by mistake raising.
I
yeah.
think he's enjoying.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anjal, are you by mistake doing thumbs up? Okay, let's have some chit chat for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we will continue the next. So we like we would love to know few open-ended questions in between. Otherwise, it's boring, right? So only doing this.
Yeah.
So any open-ended questions you can throw in the chat for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. So 7:05, it's till 7:10.
Anything related to data science, anything
Data science
in general,
not software development, data engineering.
data science or like career related or something like that. If you have questions which you think we can answer, you can ask.
Yeah.
The golden 5 minutes you have. So just ask. Maybe like you'll not be able to catch us later.
Also, how many of you joined the Discord? Is yeah. So, is it possible to implement lemmatization from scratch, like how stemming was implemented here? So, see, Nathan, a very good question. So, stemming and lemmatization, I believe these are like pre built, like they kind of remember, like for these all possible vocabs, I am going to translate them to this root form, or there have come like a deep learning based lemmatizations. I don't remember, like this is my apprehension, so I need to check, but we can implement. Of course someone has implemented it.
We can just simply write a
You need
dictionary,
to write
right?
some logics like okay, good, like
If there is
excellent,
an
or like all belongs to the same paradigm, so same root form, and you need to do it manually in that way. So
yeah, you can just make a dictionary that like where
So,
keyword,
yeah.
like you can make a list that if good, better, best is there, I'll just reduce it to good. So
Kirti, this is a very open-ended question. In data science, what we use most, machine learning or deep learning algo? Both are used equally, and in the interviews, if you go to a startup company, which is only like which is a very small team, so they are not going to ask you much classical machine learning questions. But if you give interview in proper companies like product based consulting companies, then you will have first questions on classical machine learning, then deep learning. Yeah, so both are used in mostly in the context of NLP and computer vision. Whenever problem comes, you have to use this deep learning, but whenever these types of problems come, credit card fraud detection, or anything related to credit cards, or anything related to like these bank problems, then you use classical ML. Everything is used in industry. Of course, the Power BI is also used. So it depends on the industry.
but like one input from my side is that when you are preparing, don't prepare like deep learning is asked, so I'll read deep learning first.
Yeah.
So go in the right sequence. पहले आप probability stats पढ़ो, फिर आप machine learning पढ़ो, फिर आप deep learning पे जाओ. Just
Yeah.
don't think कि if I have deep learning written in my resume, people will think I'm very intelligent and I've done good projects and they'll select me. No. So
Yeah.
they'll ask you what you write in your resume. If you write linear regression, they'll ask you linear regression. So go in the right direction.
And in all the consulting companies or in any product based companies, I am talking about good consulting companies, whatever it is, Fractal or Fidelity Investments or whatever, Tiger Analytics and EXL or anything. So first you will be asked a lot of classical ML questions, and then you will be asked some deep learning questions. It's okay not to know deep learning, but it's not okay not to know classical ML. So to do lemmatization from scratch, we first need to know the data set to analyze.
Yeah,
You need
actually-
to train. If you want to build your own lemmatization library, you have to collect a lot of materials from the entire world, and you have to build your own model, and then you can make it. You can't make it on the small data set.
Because it's an extensive dictionary, right?
Yes, Nathan, right.
Okay. Any more questions?
2 more minutes.
अच्छा कोई सोच रहा है
Yeah.
क्वेश्चन पूछना है.
Anyway,
Okay.
so this is
It's
like
good,
an
right?
open-ended.
Yeah.
So, by the way, which resources you mostly rely on, guys, like to learn machine learning or anything deep learning? So, what is your go-to resource? From where do you learn? Anyway, I guess few people only have done this. Krishnayak, yeah, he is the one like Krishnayak. So he's the one who has recorded. Even I do think of recording the videos. I don't know how he has done it, but like recording it without teaching someone is very difficult for me personally. Despite having so much passion for teaching, I don't know how he has done.
So we
I would
have
not say that he has covered everything in very good depth to cover, but still he has done a great job, because I don't know how he has recorded it. So
because all our recordings are like live recordings.
yeah, so for us the recordings are live recordings. So
So
there
the
is no-
class is like
there is
studying
no-
and we are
yeah.
interacting, and that ways we are recording, just like this session is being recorded.
YouTube channels and documentations, that are the good way to learn. Kaggle competition is also okay way to learn. So the importance of Kaggle is okayish in some companies, but the importance of Kaggle is also not that much in very good companies, because Kaggle is mostly like uh, people do some that kind of experimentations. Like I was seeing one problem at a time where there was one very cheap feature engineering. But cheap feature engineering, matlab you can't even think of creating that feature, and then that give a lift in the result. So Andrew Ng course, I tried to did it, and but I could not complete.
Yeah, I
Andrew
did the
Ng.
Andrew and no,
Yeah.
you did, right? The deep learning one, I guess.
Yeah, stable when starting a career. So, what are the common mistakes to avoid when starting a career in data science?
I think many of them we have mentioned, right? Like
Yeah.
the thumb rule that is there is that as we say that this is the methodology that you should follow, this is the first thing that you should know, then this, then this, then this, that you should do. You should not be moving ahead in a haphazard manner. And also like
I like
yeah,
before
go ahead.
even pointing out here, you should have a copy definitely. Writing, making notes in the copy, basically notebook, is always useful for the brain. But you should never make deep learning, machine learning class or deep learning notes in your copy. So here we will share our screen for a moment. So the key takeaway is this is like a open-ended canvas. So the first time when you read about TF-IDF, when we teach you, so of course we can't teach you to the best to like whatever is there in TF-IDF. We will teach you some fraction of it, alright. So you will
now
take
if you have like extra interest and you want to go into
now
deep,
with this fraction of thing you will crack some certain job, let's say XYZ, right? Now when you scale up, you think, okay, this is the time now I should go in a better company. Now again they will ask you TF-IDF. That's what happened, right, with me. I started my career with TF-IDF actually. So because at our time NLP just kicked off, and it was 2016 when these TF-IDF, these algorithms were there in terms of information retrieval. So now you have some certain set of understanding, right, which you took from this workshop, and you cracked XYZ job. So like you cracked maybe whatever package. I would not talk about the package.
X package.
X package, right? And you crack. But when you go to a better company, you will have a question on TF-IDF. Hey, why have you done this smoothing around TF-IDF? Why is that so? So then what you will do? So now you will read it, but you read it, okay. So if you don't store that information, the summary of that information, if you
have it in copy, then
यदि
where
आप
will you add?
उसको कॉपी में कैसे लिखोगे? लाइक कॉपी में हर बार एक बार TF-IDF लिखने के बाद उसके नीचे जगह छोड़ोगे क्या? 3 पन्ने छोड़ देता हूँ मैं अभी.
Actually, I used to do that before.
Yeah, so you started with TF-IDF, you have like 3 pages blank,
Yeah.
and then you go again the next topic, because every time you move up the ladder, the hardness of TF-IDF will go on. This is like machine learning is
Depth.
all about.
Yeah.
So maybe we can show
And like
them.
even my 3 pages would get filled, and then I used to start a new copy, and then I shifted to after Bhai told me that make it in an online format. So every time you can just press and enter and add your extra knowledge there. You have saved it as underscore Nishant.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is our combi. So everything what we do in data science world is like a combo.
So
But
he's
I've
very
saved-
smart. He has saved it as underscore Nishant.
Yeah. So if you go, this is all our notes. It is all in the document. It is sufficient to crack Amazon anyway. But yeah,
any good
so
company,
any good company.
Like, this is
Yeah.
extensive.
So
notes.
whatever questions we get as we go keep on giving interview, we keep on adding our understanding here. So the way we progress, so that's the advantage of the notes over Word document. So even if there is something very difficult like which I can't write here, so do one thing like make a note on copy, then take a photo and then add it here. So this way we have like it's better, I guess. That's the only escape. Otherwise there is
It
no
becomes
escape.
very difficult to manage.
Shreya, are you the same
Yeah,
girl?
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah. She's
Shreya is
our
the same
alumni.
girl, right? You were saying that okay, I recognized you now because I was thinking like I
Have heard
could
this voice and
I've
this
heard
name.
this voice. I've heard. Yeah. So,
Yeah. So Shreya is our batch one. Was in batch one. Yeah.
yeah. So okay, she's the batch one intern. Okay. So what are the skills company have? There are a lot of questions coming up.
Okay,
Asked
we'll
for-
teach something and
teach something
then we'll
and then
take
when we
these.
get bored again we'll come to this
Haan.
because we have endless of discussions, right? So the discussion is endless. So I know like SQL
थोड़ी थोड़ी
specialist,
पढ़ाई थोड़ी थोड़ी बातें.
Yeah.
तो थोड़ी थोड़ी पढ़ाई कर लेते हैं दोबारा.
maybe would you like to take it from here or just this one, or I will take it? Okay.
Okay.
So indexing the token is storing it in dictionary. Okay. So no questions here. Arpan, we have already taught you. Shreya is SQL specialist. SQL specialist. Shreya. Okay. Okay. Let's focus on work now. So yeah, indexing the token and storing it in a dictionary. Dictionary में collection of key value pairs. So dictionary is basically okay. So we have got those tokens, right? What are the tokens? Tokens were the vocabs. So the vocabulary which we built after removal of the stop words and a very bad removal by Mahima of the stemming, stemming. So after that, actually, what we want to finally make is a document that
Matrix.
count vectorizer matrix. So to make that, first let's see how it looks like. It looks like this finally. This is what it looks. So document 1, 0 means 1 in Python. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these are the words. So here the entire corpus will come, entire corpus, and if it is present or not, it can basically be 0 or 1 or 2. So D is not removed here, so D has come 2 times. So we have to make this kind of matrix. In order to make this matrix, what we did is, so now we have got the tokens. We just want a key value pair for these tokens. What is key value pair? Whenever we say that so 1, so it should return day. When we pass 2, then it should return over. When we pass 3, it should return 3 sleep. So basically it's just like giving an address to your home. So there is a like particular address to each word. Why are we doing so? There are certain reasons behind that which we'll uncover later. So but in order to do that, let's see. So how do you initialize a dictionary? Basically empty dictionary with a curly brackets, and then you can assign likes with 0, dog with 1. That way you can basically assign the key value pair. Key is the likes and the value is 0. And so what will happen in this case? What will it will return? It will return an error because like key is not there in the dictionary, right? Okay, I hope it is clear. So what it will return here, can anyone tell me? Let me zoom it a bit, or
Scroll up.
full screen. Oh नहीं full screen तो bad है. sorry, yeah, now what it will return in this print teaser.
This print statement, unique tokens mapping,
Yeah.
likes, what will this return? Are there any answers coming?
2
Okay.
2 2 okay, because whatever the key was there, likes, the value got override. Initially 0 value was set for the likes, but when 2 came, 2 was override,
To overwritten,
to
zero.
overwritten it. So that's where the answer 2 is coming up. Okay, now here comes the time to giving each token basically an index, basically a number. So yeah, and so we basically ran a for loop, key values add up. We ran a for loop, and we started the index with 0, and then we every time we encountered a new token, we kept incremented the counter, and we created this kind of
Dictionary.
dictionary, okay, key value pair.
So this will basically help us to identify the token. Now day will be identified as 0, over will be identified as 1, sleep as 2.
Yeah.
So this will help us in the identification of the
So,
token.
try to understand it like this. So let me explain it. I guess this part we need to explain them,
Yeah.
and then. So what they have done is, so in order to create, so there were 5 documents, right? So like if you consider the inside list, outside list, there will be 5 inside list. So 5 documents, and the vocabs, let's count the vocab, likes 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10
We can do
11,
length of unique
12
tokens.
13 14 15 16 17 18. Okay, okay. Yeah, so that is also fine. Escape, number of कभी कभी काउंट करने में मजा आता है. नंबर ऑफ डॉग्स इज 5, नंबर ऑफ वर्ड्स 18, should come 16 है, ठीक है. So whatever it is, so 16 basically here these numbers came. We initialize the 0 matrix first. Why 0 matrix first? Because what we will do is, like for document 1, let's say the which word come,
Day.
what was the document 1?
Acha, okay. Quick.
The quick. Let's talk about quick. Let's forget about the quick.
The is anyway not here because we removed
Quick.
it.
So whenever quick came, so what is the value for the quick? 6. So what will happen is, it will go to the 6th index here, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Quick, it will make the value of quick 1. That way that way it will be that way it is implemented. Do you want to show it on board and
Okay.
much more better? Is it we will explain you it much more better by using board.
Okay. So I'll explain it with this only. This is simple, what we just saw. So this is the image you are able to see, right? Yeah. So this is the image that you see here. Now we just initialized an empty matrix. Okay. This is an empty matrix. This is D1, your document 1, this is your D2 and so on. ऐसा करके D5 तक अपने पास documents हैं and we initialize everything as 0. So ये हम क्यों कर रहे हैं? Why are we doing this? Because we finally want to represent each document as the presence of words, right? Because
Yeah.
we need a way to represent the document in numerical format, and we learned just like in our PPT that how do we represent that? That we make a list of list of unique words, and we mention the occurrence of that word below it. So and anyways we learned, right, that Count vectorizer does not take into account the semantics. It doesn't care if fox came first or if brown came first. It doesn't matter. For it, what matters is how many times the word came. So uske liye we initialized a zero matrix. What we'll do is we'll go one by one through the word in the document. So here if I write, suppose D1 was, okay, I'll write here, the quick brown fox. Suppose D1 itna hai, for easy understanding I'm writing it like this. This is your D1. Now what we'll do is, isko the ko hata dete hain because we have done the stop word thing, so the is removed. It will go to quick. It will come here in this zero matrix. It will search for quick and it will search for D1. So quick and zero, this place will get a 1 as you see here, right? This is a 1. And when it goes to brown, it will see, okay, brown is there. It will go here in the index, it will search for brown. So brown mila usko. Then in D1, it will mark brown as again 1. Ye dekho. Sorry, this one. This is brown. So इस तरह से we have converted every document to a series of numbers, to a vector. This is called a vector. If you know matrix a little bit, then this is basically a one-dimensional matrix, you know, is called a vector. So this is what is a vector. So now every document has been converted to a numerical representation. Everyone got this? What we are trying to do? And this is what we have tried to implement. Okay. तो ये हमने कोड से इम्प्लीमेंट किया. कैन यू गो डाउन अ बिट? यस, यहाँ वेट थोड़ा ऊपर. हाँ, ये दिस जीरो वाले का कोड. हाँ, या. So here you say number of talks हमने निकाल लिया, length of doc list, number of words is length of unique tokens because this will be the number of rows in your matrix. This will be the number of rows, number of docs. तो 5 है, so 5 rows. And this will be the number of columns, number of words. This is 16, I guess. Yeah, 16. So CVM, count vectorizer matrix. इसको हमने CVM कह दिया. CVM. NP.0. So NP is a mathematical library in Python that helps you deal with a big matrix and numbers easily. Just for like a simple definition. So you imported NP and NP helped you to create a matrix which has doc list number of rows and unique token number of columns. Simple, हमने initialize कर दिया with this code. ये this is just like a one line thing. Now what next we do is we'll iterate जो अभी हमने देखा. थोड़ा और ऊपर. नहीं मतलब इसको bring this here. हाँ. Now what we do is for I in range number of talks. So get all tokens. We are going token by token, doc by doc. So first we'll get D1 here, then we get D2, then D3 and so on. Then D1 में जो भी tokens हैं, we stored it in tokens. Then we go token by token, and इस place पे CVMIJ, you go through the notebook again and try to understand it better. In the interest of time, I can't explain like exactly into it. But CVMIJ, so I is your row number, and J is
कौन
your
सा doc है, and then J मतलब वहाँ से वो key value pair से
column number.
Column number. Quick जैसे आया तो quick का जो
index
है 6 था, तो 6 पे जा करके 1 ऐड कर दिया. फिर एक और बार आया तो 1 और ऐड कर दिया. तो 0 में 1 ऐड किया तो वो प्रेजेंट हो गया एक बार. फिर दोबारा और आया तो 2
जैसे यहाँ पे देखो ये दिख रहा है आपको,
तो 2
यहाँ पे 2 है बिकॉज फोर्थ डॉक्यूमेंट के अंदर फॉक्स 2 बार था, तो प्लस इक्वल टू 1 हैपेंड ट्वाइस. तो प्लस इक्वल टू 1 इज अ शॉर्ट फॉर्म एक्चुअली दैट यू ऐड आल्सो एंड यू असाइन आल्सो. एक ऐड करके यू असाइन दैट एडेड वैल्यू टू द सेम वेरिएबल. So that is how you implemented count vectorizer, and you finally थोड़ा scroll up, and you finally got this matrix, this one. अभी आपका count vectorizer implement हो गया. All right. So you have successfully converted your text into a format that your computer can understand, and now you are ready to try out models on it, or make the machine learn the data. So this was necessary for us to understand when we'll do spam classification, right? So spam classification के लिए we first need to convert these those messages into number vectors, which the machine can understand. So this is how we will do that, right? तो so we have implemented count vectorizer from scratch, starting from tokenization, stemming and all those things, और हमारे पास ये आ गया. अब here the next code.
I guess they can have a look to it at their
There was
own.
a above cell also इसके ऊपर.
हाँ वो प्री प्रोसेस टेक्स्ट का है, उसके अंदर कुछ नहीं है.
अच्छा.
डॉट स्टॉप वर्ड्स और ये
Okay. Alright. So 25th cell you have a look.
about the opportunity cost. ठीक है, तो ये वाला सेल जो है इसके अंदर बेसिकली यू आर यूजिंग अ लाइब्रेरी कॉल्ड काउंट वेक्टराइजर फ्रॉम द फीचर एक्सट्रैक्शन, एंड उसको यूज़ करके एंड यू आर आल्सो यूजिंग स्टैमर दैट इज़ कॉल्ड पोर्टर स्टैमर. दिस इज़ नॉट द ओनली स्टैमर, देयर आर अदर स्टैमिंग लाइब्रेरीज एज वेल, सो बट वी हैव चूज दिस. ये आपको मतलब एक्सपेरिमेंट करके देखना पड़ता है, कोई ऐसे पहले से नहीं बोल सकता कि अच्छा ये वाला स्टैमिंग लाइब्रेरी मेरे को अच्छा एक्यूरेसी देगा, तो यू ट्राई इट एंड देन. लेकिन हाँ मतलब काउंट वेक्टराइज़र आपने इम्प्लीमेंट किया यहाँ पे, और फिट अंडरस्कोर ट्रांसफॉर्म मेथड होता है. इसके बारे में हम कल डिटेल में बात करेंगे कि कब फिट अंडरस्कोर ट्रांसफॉर्म यूज़ करना है, कब ट्रांसफॉर्म यूज़ करना है, ये क्या करता है, कैसे हुआ, ये सब कल ये डिटेल में कवर करेंगे. बट वी वुड लाइक यू टू गो थ्रू दिस पीस ऑफ कोड बिफोर कमिंग टुमारो, बिकॉज
ये वाला जो रिजल्ट है, ये जो लाइन है, ये आपको वो दे देता है जो हमने मैनुअली इम्प्लीमेंट किया था.
जितना भी हमने कुछ किया था मैनुअली वो सब ये दे देता है.
Yeah. So this is how you implemented count vectorizer, and this is how you implement it through libraries. तो अभी हमने देखा कि आसानी मतलब उसको स्क्रैच से कैसे करना है, तो एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग हमने बिल्ड करी अराउंड द काउंट वेक्टराइजर. So you can quickly like have a look, and then we also have an announcement to make. So we'll tell that as well, and then we'll continue with learning further.
अच्छा, आप में से कितने लोगों को ये लगता है कि यू आर कंफर्टेबल इन इम्प्लीमेंटिंग लाइक वेदर इट इज़ ए काउंट वेक्टराइजर और TF-IDF वेक्टराइजर यूजिंग लिस्ट कॉम्प्रिहेंशन एंड डिक्शनरी कॉम्प्रिहेंशन बाय योर ओन?
Not using ChatGPT
ना.
with your understanding. Okay, all right.
अच्छा, एक सवाल और आया था, उससे पहले हम एक अपॉर्चुनिटी डिस्कस करें कि देखो यू एडवाइस फॉर द लास्ट, एक कुछ आया था, आर देयर फ्यूअर जॉब्स इन डेटा साइंस डूइंग? Krishna Soni, it's not that so. There are not fewer jobs. I see a lot of jobs keep on coming. It's about there is a problem around the skill set.
Yeah,
So,
yesterday also I took this.
Yeah. Final year advice would be, यदि आपका कॉलेज अच्छा है so it's good एंड आपको कुछ कैंपस प्लेसमेंट दे रहा है, तो आप फटाफट से 1 महीने तैयारी करके जो भी मिल रहा है मास रिक्रूटर या जो भी मिल रहा है निकालो, एंड उसको ज्वाइन करने से पहले, अभी तो फाइनल ईयर चालू ही हुआ है ना, तो
और फिर अपनी तैयारी में लग जाओ
अपनी
अगर
तैयारी
डेटा
में-
साइंस में आ
डेटा
गए
साइंस की में, तो जैसे महिमा को IBM में मिल गया था, तो जो भी था जैसा भी था वो, उसके बाद अमेजोन आई, चाहे कोई भी आया, कुछ भी आया, उसने छोड़ दिया सब कुछ.
मैं नहीं बैठी, आई डिडंट सिट इन एनी, क्योंकि
Any
आई
company.
वांटेड टू गो इनटू डेटा
और,
साइंस. आई जस्ट टुक अ
मेरा
जॉब.
कहीं नहीं लगा था, लेकिन मेरे को वो हो ही नहीं रहा था मेरे से, तो मैं भी
हाँ,
नहीं
so
बैठा.
he took yeah, we
एक
both didn't sit.
एक अमेजोन में बैठने के बाद ना वॉलमार्ट में बैठा, ना किसी में नहीं बैठा भाई, जब हो ही नहीं रहा तो
So we
छोड़ दिया.
just हाँ मतलब हमने
तो-
बस ये किया कि ओके बिकॉज द कंपनी इज कमिंग, एक इंटरव्यू प्रैक्टिस के लिए,
तो आपके
या
मास
फिर एक
रिक्रूटर कंपनी आती है तो आप फटाफट से वो निकालो, पैकेज मैटर नहीं करता, जो है निकालो उसको, और फिर यू स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर फर्स्ट डेटा एनालिस्ट एंड देन डेटा साइंटिस्ट. So
because data analyst
only-
is a subset of data scientist.
Yeah, only a good data analyst can become a good data scientist. So there is no shortcut to that. हाँ, हालांकि एक पावर BI के अंदर आप थोड़ा सा आप
स्किप
ये
कर सकते हो,
skip
थोड़ा
भी नहीं कर सकते, तो उसको थोड़ा 50% या
हाँ.
30% सीख लो,
फास्ट फॉरवर्ड कर
फास्ट
सकते हो.
फॉरवर्ड कर लो. तो ये मेरी एडवाइस होगी, आई गेस.
या
मेरी क्या हमारी एडवाइस होगी, आई गेस.
But there's no like Power BI, we can't use Power BI like for free. I think you need like some sort of. I don't have a college ID, and it requires a college ID to actually sign up for Power BI. So I can just
Shraddha,
simply use Tableau.
yeah, yeah. Shraddha, can you please tell Shreya how can you do that?
So all of them did
Yeah.
Power BI. Yeah, Shraddha.
Yeah, I have used trial version for Microsoft and then used Power BI signing.
Okay, okay. Namrata,
Yeah, that one.
Namrata shared a video actually.
Yeah.
Namrata, our ex batch 2 intern, shared a video or a hack. And also we shared our company mail ID through which they used it. So that was also
The word cloud part, I guess.
yeah. So and Tableau has a lower market demand than Power BI. So it's always good to know which is more in market. So market demand.
So dashboards
but
and
anyway,
all.
it's okay if you have
But
already.
if we want to just work to learn, then it is not necessary to sign in.
Yeah.
But
Dashboards
there
and
are
all you can make without signing.
yeah, there are certain
Yes.
features which are not allowed, right? So
Only some advanced things need a sign in. Otherwise, you can at least make the dashboards. All the previous trainees and the batch 1 and batch 2 trainees, they have uploaded so many Power BI projects. All those dashboards are without any sign in. Am I right? You didn't sign in, right?
no, I guess Nathan signed in. Everyone.
Only for some projects.
Yeah,
Generally, they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, but it is not necessary for all.
Yes, right.
Just to import the apps like word cloud, these things are necessary
Okay,
for.
let's come to. So they have told about Python thing, no? So we can talk about that.
This one, right? The yeah.
Let's first add the base.
Okay, all right. So before continuing with our next thing that we'll be doing, we have an announcement.
So we will be covering this TF-IDF part for those who could not understand or who missed it after discussing an opportunity.
And also we'll cover a little about the data science part, like
And
the coding part which is left, the
also,
learning.
if you have joined us till today, please also join tomorrow so that it will be great and yeah, so you can complete the entire project then and yeah. So
Yeah. So